It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It is time to meet Team 235. Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom, my longtime radio partner, co-host of The Drive with Jack and Tom on the Team 92.1 FM. You're home for We Are There Sports Radio. Not a bad weekend for you, Tom Crawford.
How about that Michigan hockey team? Frozen Four, baby. That's what's really getting me all geeked up right now. Well, and also the basketball team, I think, is going to the final.
We'll spend the entire Michigan segment talking hockey then. I'm glad to hear that.
Tom, I have $20 if you can name 5 players on the hockey team.
I can name one. Jake Slaker scored the go-ahead goal. Mel Pearson's the coach.
So that's no, you can't name 5.
Michigan is the first team since Michigan State, first school, Michigan State in 2001. To be in the Final Four and the Frozen Four. Congratulations to the Wolverines, Enrico. That proves what happens when you are a basketball/hockey school, and not a football school.
It does.
Want to welcome Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, instructor for Specs Howard Broadcasting School, recruiting insider, and most importantly, he is the host of the Spartan Beat weeknights from 6 to 7 on the Team 92.1. How was your weekend? I know what you did not watch on Saturday night.
You mean everybody didn't catch up on Gotham, the series? I love it. I mean, it's so good. It's you know, Commissioner Gordon. As
Michigan won in Gotham too, but that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So yeah,
that game?
I watched. You know, I sent Drew Valentine a congratulatory text after Loyola Chicago won. We got a little thing going on, so hopefully I can keep that streak going. We text back and forth right after the game. So let's hope, Drew, you get one more text coming.
No truth to the rumor that Rico Beard has volunteered to break down tape to help Loyola in its national semifinal game. You're not going to be going to San Antonio to help with that, right?
They don't need me. Hey, you know, when you got when you got Jesus as your sixth man, you don't need me. Tom,
that's Sister
you're
Jane,
in trouble.
Man.
She's got a pipeline, Tom.
Also want to welcome in.
She didn't have to stalk the Pope.
Paul Davis. The number 9 career scorer, number 5 rebounder in MSU history, longtime NBA and international player, and he is a Paul on Ball guest every Wednesday on The Drive with Jack and Tom. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing good. I'm here for reinforcements of us against Tom. He came in with a big smile on his face, so we have to put him back down today.
If we have a 2-on-2 game, this side of the table against this side of the table, I'm feeling really good right now.
I'm going to get dunked on before the show.
I'm going to foul you. I'm on your team.
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about the NCAA tournament. The regional winners moving on to San Antonio. It's our Big Picture segment brought to you by Dean Trailways. We'll be right back on Press Pass here on Fox 47.
Go Green!
Don's Fleet Services on Eaton Rapids Road has been serving the Lansing area for over 20 years. Call Don's for all of your automotive needs, from regular maintenance to full repairs.
Don's Fleet Services.
Go Green!
Welcome to Russell and Schrader Insurance. Hastings Mutual is a trusted partner of ours. Call Joe Daly for a Hastings Mutual insurance quote. They are hard to beat. Call Steve Keisch today. From business to farms, Hastings Mutual will protect your best assets.
And here comes Bobby Moore, leading the teams out. Dempsey captains the U.S. today. Now Charlton, Bobby Charlton. Neymar, brilliant. Beckenbauer. Eusebio. And it's Messi. Oh, beautiful dummy from Cruyff. Ronaldinho. Marquez really late. Cristiano Ronaldo magnificently done. Aragona skips past. That's a great run by Michael Owen. Zinedine Zidane, what has he done? Suarez. Oh. It's a red card for David Beckham. Can you believe it? Landon Donovan. Del Piero. Roger Miller. Mario Götze. Iniesta. England have won it all. Brazil won the France. Germany lift the World
Cup. More fun, no filters. Modern Family Nightly.
Weeknights at 6.
Team spirit. Face paint. more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
It's virtually the greatest challenge ever. It's the Big Bang Ready Player One sweepstakes. You could win the grand prize of a hometown screening for you and 100 friends, plus a fully immersive Vive VR system and computer, or $1,000 a day. All this week, watch for the key of the day. Text it to 46373 or go to BigBangWeeknights.com to enter. Go, 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 go! It's the Big Bang Ready Player One sweepstakes.
Weeknights at 7 and 7:30 on Fox 47.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago. Doug Warren and I took a Dean luxury cruiser to Chicago, joined 27 pro football greats and more than 100 supporters of the Shinsky Orphanage in Matamoros, Mexico, not far from landfall for Hurricane Harvey.
Sister Jean, we broke your bracket. And I said, keep breaking it. That's okay with me. I did have a second bracket, bringing them to the top. So I called it my Cinderella dream bracket. So we'll see how far we go. Just kept thinking of the good that each one did and how happy he was and how each young man is himself out there. And they just work so well together.
At age 98, Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt, and no, she will not go out with Al Martin as he wanted last week. Rico Beard, we know how much you love the Blue Bloods, and 3 of the 4 teams in San Antonio next week will be wearing blue, but how can you or anyone else without a direct rooting interest for one of the other teams not be pulling for Loyola Chicago?
Oh, I like Loyola Chicago because Drew Valentine's an assistant coach. If Drew wasn't a coach, I probably would not like it. I'll be honest with you. It's cool to...
You'd want Kansas or Villanova or Duke or someone else
Jack,
to crush them, right?
You want the underdogs to win in the first weekend because it's fun. But when you get to the Final Four, you want to see the teams that you know. You want to see good games. That's what you want.
It's a good game if they pull that upset. We still talk about Villanova beating mighty Georgetown. We talk about North Carolina
and you know
State
why we talk about them, Jack? You want to know? Because it doesn't happen that often. That's why we talk about them.
Right.
If they happened every year,
it would be a wonderful year for it to happen.
It won't happen. It won't. It's nice. I hope it does.
You said that every game.
He's an angry man today.
I picked them to go this far.
You picked them to go to the Final Four.
Well, on my show, no. I picked them to go Sweet 16, and then on the show, I'm like, you know what? I think they're going to make it to the Final Four. I picked them in the lottery, in our lottery that we did. So
I think the basketball world wants the best teams and the best players to highlight the Final Four.
Yeah, and if they've won their region, then I would say they're the best team in the region.
Absolutely, they're playing terrific.
Then how come you guys didn't pick them to go to the Final Four?
Because we're in the media. We're not that
I am in
smart.
Sweet 16.
We'd be in Vegas. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
Understood.
All right.
Yeah.
Paul, we were celebrating, you were celebrating an Elite Eight win 13 years ago. When you think about preparing for a Final Four trip right now, what's the emotion that all 4 of these programs are feeling, and what's the most important thing they have to do in the next 6 days?
Focus. That's the biggest thing. You know, when we beat Kentucky, obviously it was a wild ride that weekend, and you want to enjoy it. But once you land on campus, then you've got to try and focus in. You know,
how hard is that to do?
It's tough because you go to class. You know, the students are. You know, Drew Neitzel and myself walked into a class and we got a standing ovation. And I'm going to focus on school now this week with the biggest game of my life coming up. So, you know, you do have to go to class. You do have to focus in on that. You've got to stay focused in practice. Then there's, family tickets, travel, all these things, and you want to get that done like by Wednesday night. So once you get to where we were going, St. Louis, all it was basketball. But there is so much surrounding each player, each team going to a Final Four. I think anybody who can stay focused has an advantage.
You lost to North Carolina in the Final Four, and they had a big advantage. They didn't have to go to class. right?
See what you did,
Rashad McCants.
So Michigan has an advantage for this.
Oh,
this game
we're going to go there, huh? Tom Crawford, can you rank the 4 remaining teams in order of their chances to snip the Nets in San Antonio? From 1 to 4. Most likely is?
Well, I think they're all 4 can win it, okay?
Yes.
But 30%.
Wait a minute,
30%.
we just heard Loyola has no chance.
No, I think Kansas and Villanova about an equal chance, about 30% chance. Michigan, 25% chance. And I'll go with Loyola with a 15% chance. That adds up to 100%, okay? So it's pretty much even, Steven. I mean, everybody's got a shot. It's a Final Four. And all these teams are pretty even in a crazy NCAA tournament year.
If they weren't playing Michigan, I would say Loyola has a shot. They're just charmed. They're living a charmed life. I just gave up rooting against them. They're going to probably win it all.
It just frustrates you so much.
Which team has the best chance, would you say?
Probably Villanova. Villanova, we were talking earlier before the show, Paul was saying, they're the most consistent team. You know exactly what you're getting, and they bring it on offense
really good
and
players.
Defense, and I think Villanova has the best shot.
Why did everyone think that Kansas was going to lose to Duke, Paul? And it could have happened. That was a shot by Grayson Allen at the end of regulation. There was a very questionable block charge call.
I think it's just Duke, and it's Coach K. You think if they get to that spot, that position that they've been in so many times, that they're going to pull it out. And it's hard to root against somebody who's been there, year in and year out. Where Michigan, they're in and out, so they're going to have a tough time if they get to the final
Plus,
game.
Kansas has Bill Self, and he normally finds a way to stump.
Well, it's funny because talking to some Kansas fans, they were saying, "Oh, we can't beat Krzyzewski. We got Bill Self." We'll be right back with Michigan Talk coming up.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Everything changes tonight.
How's that wine and coffee combination treating you?
My heart is beating really fast, but time is moving really slow.
High five! Remember this?
Looks just like
it was posed like that.
We talk about those skin tones. It's over now.
No.
The final season of New Girl.
No.
April 10th on Fox.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 47.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners' insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners' insurance agents.
We are the selling team.
We are here when you need us.
We work harder for you.
We follow up.
We get your home sold.
We are the selling team with Keller Williams Realty. Beyond real estate, real family.
Tell me how the day unfolds. Traffic fast or traffic slow. This feeling is so fine, I gotta say. You're just a touch away. You're everywhere, got you everywhere. Everywhere I go, whoa, go. Everywhere I go, whoa, everywhere I go.
Seminoles down. Savoy thinking 3, taking 3. Got it! Huge one-possession game now. Oh, what a lift pump fake. Savoy can't hit. C.J. Walker 3. Colford. Got it out quickly now. That's all she wrote.
winning a school record 32nd game, sends the Michigan Wolverines to the Final Four.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Paul Davis is saying, I can't believe they didn't foul. They did miss 4 threes, Florida State, in the last 30 seconds of a game. That's hard to do. Tom Crawford, how did the Wolverines beat Texas A&M scoring 99 points and Florida State scoring 58 points?
Well, just this team is different. This is not 2013, which is all about offense and Trey Burke and the defense will just get by with a weak defense. This defense is a marquee defense for the Wolverines. And winning games different ways has been kind of the MO on this team. Obviously, there's been 4 wins to get to the Final Four, and 3 of those were kind of grinder-type games. But, when you're 4 of 22 from three-point land, 16 to 24 from the free throw line, you're not shooting well and still find a way to win. That's kind of the Michigan way. Charles Matthews really stepped up big time. And Xavier Simpson continues to be that dominant defensive guard that I think is really going to be the key when they go to the Final Four.
Been someone different every game, Rico.
Yeah, it has. I mean, that's the sign of a good team when you just can't rely on one person, because in games where your boy Wagner's not playing well, then they can go out there and get other people involved. It's been Charles Matthews, who I didn't think was going to be that good, but he's stepping his game up in the tournament. So
one thing that's better, Paul, than having a go-to guy is having a go-to team. And you have guys who can come off the bench, hit big shots, other guys, and makes it tough to defend.
Yeah, watching them through this, this month of March, I have been impressed on Michigan's defense. I think they're going to get some interesting looks against Loyola with their offense, with what they run. But looking at the numbers, Michigan plays 5 guys a lot, and if those guys get into foul trouble, some guys off the bench are going to have to step up, which is what you need to make a Final Four. But Michigan plays within themselves. They don't try to change anything for anybody. If their offense isn't kicking, they can have their defense to fall back on, which is better than having it the other way around.
Rico, Michigan gets Loyola Chicago, a 3-11 national semifinal, and then would get the winner of the 2-1s, Villanova and Kansas. How many of those 3 teams would the Wolverines beat?
I think they're going to beat Loyola. I don't think they could beat Villanova, and I think the Kansas game would probably go down to how it was in 2013, where it could be a 1-possession game. Because Kansas does a lot of dumb things to lose games, and Michigan plays good enough defense that they could force. I think Kansas had damn near 20 turnovers today. You can't do that.
See, I don't think I agree with him. I don't think Michigan could have beaten Duke on Monday night, but I think they can beat Kansas. Villanova will be a struggle.
I think Michigan could have beaten Duke and would have beaten Duke because they're not going to shoot 4 for 22. And if they have one of those games that they did against Texas Tech, Duke's going to give them those shots against the zone.
But Jack,
I just don't know if they're going to stop Duke inside.
Here's the thing. They've had 3 games like that in one game where they shot well. So it says that maybe the 3-point shooting, they've been relying on their defense. If they did that against Duke, Duke would have beat them.
Jack, I said back in December, this team, it's going to be defined by its free throw shooting down the stretch they come. And it almost, sunk up their ship yesterday.
Paul, what is the key for John Beilein's team to win the school's 2nd national title in 8 Final Four appearances?
Well, I think it's like we just talked about. Start with the defense, get your fast break opportunities, and we do believe that they're going to shoot better. If they do play Kansas, I think it'll be last couple possession game. If they play Villanova, I think Villanova wins by 8 or 10 points.
% chance that Loyola stings them?
10%.
10%, Rico?
God, I want to say 100, but probably I'd go with like 10%.
Tom, you said 15%.
25%.
25%.
I want to say 100.
We'll be back. We're going to talk Michigan State basketball. Looking ahead, coming up here on Press Pass.
I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
Holton Dimedale Insurance Agency, your hometown team. Come see us today.
Everything's better when it's handmade, especially A&W's hand-breaded chicken tenders. Delicious 100% white meat chicken, made right and served with your choice of sauces, including our signature spicy papa sauce. Try them now at your local A&W.
Lucius Lyon is missing.
Fox Wednesday, Empire returns.
I love him. He belongs to me. Psycho.
Yeah, I'm a beast! And it's going to be epic.
You let Eddie in the Empire, and he is about to steal it from under you.
With one insane,
You pregnant?
heart-stopping moment
Will you marry me?
after the next.
The car bomb. It was me.
The spring premiere of Empire, Wednesday on Fox.
Overdue for laughs? Mom. 6:30 on Fox 47.
It's Graff saving all the green sale, and your mission, leprechauns, is to save people money.
You heard him? Let's save people some money. Save big on this new Silverado double cab for just a wee payment of $212 a month. Or drive off in a brand new Equinox
for a tiny price of $162 per month.
And only at Graff, where you get $2,000 above the appraised value of your trade. Get big savings and tiny prices during Graff's Saving the Green sale going on at every Graff dealership.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for a Going Green segment. Brought to you by Graff Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graff.
That it was incredible what they were put through and how they handled it. And someday maybe people will understand how that was, but it was pretty classy and pretty good, and taught me more than I taught them in that respect. The day of winning a game in the tournament, that ended, 20 years ago, 19 years ago. So I would never apologize. For the most part, they put it on themselves. It's their team, but I rubber stamped it and have no regrets about rubber stamping it.
Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo, very proud of this year's team and the way that handled pressure. Some incredible things on and off the court. Rico Beard, when you think about next year, there are those who think that it could be just as good a team or even better, but that means that at least one of the NBA prospects would return. What do you think the chances are that Jaren Jackson Jr. is wearing a Spartan uniform next season?
Yeah, I saw this in the email that Jack sent me. Okay, this is my speculation.
Right.
I don't know anything. I'm just some idiot with a radio show. So, I would say
Tom's nodding, yeah.
I would say Jaren Jackson coming back, if I had to place odds right now, it would be well north of 50.
North of 50?
North of 50%. I don't want to give the actual percentage because Spartan fans would just go nuts if I said what I think. So I'll say north of 50.
Paul Davis, for a player, 6'11", you know a little bit about that.
Just a little.
And NBA prospect, people think he could go very high in this draft, but he doesn't have to go. Maybe very happy where he is. What's going through his mind?
I guess every day that passes, we don't see something in the news about him hiring an agent. I think is obviously better for him coming back. But when you see your name in top 5 or top 10 on NBA draft boards, that's the goal. That's the goal, is going to a big college, and whether it's the first year or the 4th year is getting to the NBA. And it's hard to tell a kid, I think you should come back when you're already slotted, because teams getting JJ or some of the other big freshmen, they're putting them in the bank for a couple years. They know they're not going to be ready to produce. Now, I think if he came back, which I believe he should, he'd be more NBA ready if he, left after next year.
We talk about Jaren Jackson Jr., but guys, what about Nick Ward? Are we sure he's going to come back? Tom, what do you think?
I think he'll come back when push comes to shove, when he thinks it through. I think he needs to really work on the defensive side of the ball. So, I mean, and Michigan State's going to have a great season next year. I think that would inspire him to come back.
Would you agree, Rico?
Agree with what Tom just said?
Yeah.
That he should come back?
That he will come back?
He will come back. Nick just wants one GM, GM's assistant, GM's secretary, GM's chauffeur to say,
he could go to Graff. That's a GM dealer. He
could go there and say, I think you're pretty good, and that would be enough for Nick to take the jump. He just needs one person to say, yeah, you're okay. That's all I need.
If 99 people said you got to come back, but one said, I think you have a chance.
Looking for a reason to leave then.
Well, that person knows more than anybody else. Like,
Absolutely.
Nick, he's the janitor.
And that's the case every year. Somebody hears one thing, and that's what they stick with.
Paul, you spent 4 years with Tom Izzo in this program, and how do you think he's going to respond to this tsunami of criticism that's coming from media across the nation and from some fans?
Well, I think with the off-the-court stuff, I think he's going to handle it, as he has. But I do think it needs to end in the summer so that we can kind of start fresh. The fans, the school, and the team, so we can start fresh next year.
And the Larry Nassar stuff is not going to end in the summer. That's going to continue for some time. Tom, you think there's a chance Michigan State could be even better next year?
Yeah, it's not like bouncing back. They were good this year. Big Ten champions, 30 wins. They could fight, back in the vie for the Final Four next year.
Hard to imagine after 30 wins and a Big Ten regular season championship, it'd be a rebuilding year. We'll be right back. We're going to talk high school basketball, tracking a trophy, up next here on Press Pass.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango. And Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
From like a truce machine.
Weekdays starting at 4 on Fox 47.
Imagine a happier home where your pets can safely enjoy freedom and exercise in the yard while you stay worry-free. Guaranteed. Invisible Fence brand keeps pets out of harm's way and provides expert installation and professional pet training. Call or go online today.
Another act of selfless benevolence.
Wow.
Like that.
Oh, God.
Really? Hello, bad guy.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, no, you.
It is the end of times. The devil walks among us. Repent your sins before it is too late.
Crank it up!
Whiskey?
Okay, who wants to kill me?
All new Lucifer, Monday on Fox.
Just bumps and bruise, kind of common
common every game stuff.
But ever since since the injury occurred?
Yeah, I mean it's been nagging, but it hasn't been sharp shooting pain that I can't play through.
Do they have to do any kind of a cleanup now, Foster, or anything that medically?
Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I think in a few weeks I'll get reevaluated before I come up here to MSU. For me.
That is Foster Loyer, and an amazing 2 days in Breslin Center. Mr. Basketball.
Forgot he had a knee injury, too.
Yeah, supposedly he was supposed to miss the year, right?
82 points in 2 games.
Yeah. When you think about the chance we had, Rico, and we watched Marcus Bingham Jr. and Foster, and got the best of a couple of other players. Romeo Weems bowed out on Friday night. Right. And then Saturday, Carlos Johnson was spectacular for Benton Harbor, spectacular, but was the big story of the weekend, really. The biggest Class A win in history, Clarkston beating Holland West Ottawa by 43 points with a running clock.
Probably not, because if you follow Clarkston, you kind of figured that this was going to be another coronation type year, that there was not going to be a team that really challenged them. Kind of reminded me with Cassius and UAD. Nobody was going to come close to them. Now, they did lose a game to Detroit's East English Village with Dave DeJulius, but they got bumped early, so they didn't have to worry about
Thomas Kithier went out there. He got his championship medal. He did. He was a star with that.
But I think the Benton Harbor Grand Rapids Catholic Central game actually turned out to be the game. It was the last game, went to overtime, and it gave you everything that I think we were waiting to see. Because before that, the three-point shooting contest was the closest thing.
When you think about a guy, Paul, scoring 42 and then coming back and scoring 40 and really not taking many shots, this was not an Antoine Jobert shoot it every time I cross the timeline performance.
No, I think the biggest thing is he knew where he was playing. He wanted to end his high school career in the right way, where he's going to start his college career. I'm sure there's MSU fans there as well as Clarkston ones. And, I know Coach was in the stands, so he just wanted to go out right. He's getting used to the rims very early, and that's a good thing for us.
Tom, you saw Holland West Ottawa beat East Lansing on Tuesday. Yeah. I think you thought that West Ottawa could give Clarkston the game, would be competitive. What happened?
I was really disappointed. I'm going to admit I left at halftime of this game, and I've been going to the state final since I was 9 years old, 1965, whatever. This was the most one-sided game I've ever seen. I remember Pershing crushed Flint Central in '66, but nothing like this. And he's an amazing kid, I think, Foster Loyer. I think he's going to see a lot of minutes. He's got great vision. He's tough. But I was disappointed. Look at all those scores. Only the game on, as Rico's indicated, with Benton Harbor and Catholic Central on Saturday night was the only competitive game. So that part was disappointing. Should they seed the tournament? They'll never do that. But boy, it might have been a helpful thing this year.
How would it have changed anything? All the teams were eliminated, and we thought Holland West Ottawa might be the best, and they just got absolutely obliterated.
Yeah, I mean, they had a really tough zone against East Lansing, but man, this game, it was, Foster Loyer led the team 29-20 at halftime.
Yeah.
And he outscored
West Ottawa 40-38.
I think the only team that could have possibly given Foster a hard time is if Belleville would have won their regional. Yeah. Because Davion Williams coming to play Michigan State to play football would have been a tougher defender on him. But other than that, Foster had his way. He was shooting from the logo, Jeff.
Yeah. Paul, it always helps whenever you talk about court proceedings to have a great lawyer.
That's true. I wouldn't know about that. I haven't needed one yet, but hanging around with you guys, I might need one too.
He was making a joke. It wasn't funny. Get it, Foster Loyer?
His name's on the. I got to laugh at it.
L-Y-E-R.
Paul, when you think about Marcus Bingham Jr., 7'4" wingspan, and takes a shower. He's got to be careful he doesn't slide down the drain. He's got some work to do, but amazing potential. And then Benton Harbor sophomore Scooby Johnson was everywhere and did so much to lift Benton Harbor to a championship.
Well, just like we were talking about how Foster knew where he was, I think Scooby knew who he was playing against. The guy that's going to MSU, everybody's in the stands looking at him. Yeah. So time for Scooby in his early career to make a name for himself, and I think he did that on top of having a name Scooby. So, you know, look for this to kind of propel him into his final couple years in high school basketball. But that's what happens. It happened to us a lot. You see the guy that's in the media, on the magazines, all this kind of stuff. You're coming at him harder than you would somebody else.
So much energy we saw from Scooby Johnson. It was a fun weekend over at Breslin Center, no question. We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have our Law of the Jungle segment talking about pro football prospects and pro days coming up next on Press Pass.
What makes a modern family? It's all relative. Jay is the patriarch.
Do we kick and punch each other, or do we love each other?
Love each other.
That's right.
His wife is Gloria. She's Colombian, gorgeous, and loud.
How am I loud?
Jay's son Mitch is married to Cam, who's from Missouri. They are Lily's fathers.
What's going on with my hair today?
And each of them is
The gay uncle. Or gunkle.
to Haley, Alex, and Luke.
What's that?
It's a body spray called Sex Grenade.
That smell is driving me crazy.
Then it's working.
Their parents are Phil.
Whipped cream smile.
Okay, that's disgusting. Stop it.
And Claire, Mitchell's sister and Jay's daughter.
My stepdaughter. I'm older than you.
Which makes Gloria's son Manny Claire's kid's uncle, and makes Gloria
Like my grandma.
Easy, I have stopped closer relatives than you.
That leaves Joe,
Grab the dipstick.
This stick?
who's Jay's son and possibly his own grandfather.
I have to say, it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's all relative on Modern Family Nightly.
Weeknights at 6 on Fox 47.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
It's Grass Saving Over the Green Sale, and your mission, Leprechauns, is to save people money.
You heard him? Let's save people some money. Save big on this new Silverado double cab for just a wee payment of $212 a month. Or drive off in a brand new Traverse.
Tiny price and only $253 a month.
And only at Graf, where you get $2,000 above the appraised value of your trade. Get big savings and tiny prices during Graf's Saving the Green Sale, going on at every Graf dealership.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Working with the Ide Company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the Ide Company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week.
It was tough. I mean, it was something that I kind of knew about, so, I wasn't too worried about, what was going to come out of it. So, just remaining focused and, just trying to get ready for pro day and just make sure that everything's cleared and behind me. I mean, it's something that I've known about, so, I mean, it's nothing that's stopped me before, I think. I mean, it was just really exhilarating. It was nice to get out to, come out and compete with my teammates and, just have fun doing all the drills.
That is a Michigan defensive tackle, Mo Hurst, considered to be a likely first-round pick. Some people think he might look good in Honolulu blue and silver, but after the heart condition diagnosis at the Combine, had to get another opinion, and now he is working out Friday at Michigan's Pro Day. Paul Davis, you know a little bit about this. You've been an NBA draft pick. How important is a league physical, and how would you have responded if you had been diagnosed with a heart condition before the draft?
Well, being that football, whether it be basketball, any sport, team doctors and GMs know that there's injuries. Now, knee is different from a heart because once you have something that serious and one doctor says no, it's hard to get another doctor to be the one to say yes.
Nobody wants to be the next Hank Gathers.
Right. So it's hard.
Like
you know,
happen.
you have the insurance. You have a lot of people, you know, that would be risking something if something serious did happen. So it's hard when you get one physical that doesn't go well, especially when it's something internal, to have, you know, there's not many doctors that might go out on the limb to give you the okay when a couple haven't.
Tom, it'll be interesting to see how individual teams respond because they're not bound to the NFL doctor's diagnosis.
Right, yeah, but it sounds like he got another opinion and he is getting the green light as far as Mo Hurst is concerned. And I'm telling you what, I think he's going to go. He'd be perfect for the Lions, Jack. 6'2".
Can't take him in the first round.
He's 282 pounds, got a high motor, he's disruptive.
Once that heart condition thing came out, and I hope that he's okay. I really do.
I understand that. He would have gone earlier without it, but I think that he might be around at number 20.
If you're the Lions, you can't take a chance on somebody like Mo Hurst with the heart condition.
Maybe you can get him in the second round. Or something like that, because
I think he's going to
slide. He's unblockable, but I mean, I still haven't heard a definitive answer about what the status is on this.
Somebody must have blocked him in 5 games, Tom.
What's that?
Somebody must have blocked him in 5 games. When you think about Michigan's season.
No, because he was doing his job.
No,
the others were not doing their job.
The thing,
he was Michigan's best player.
If he if he didn't have that condition, then I do think that he would have went as a first-round pick. But I think now he may be there in the 3rd round.
We'll see.
Should he aspire higher than the Detroit Lions?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't for me. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love him to be a Lion.
He sounds like he would love to be a Lion.
Yeah, and he's such a likable guy. He's probably my favorite football player I've ever talked to there in the last 10 years. Everybody loves him, and he's a good character guy. He'd be perfect.
Do it. Mo,
you see him running his 40 here, and he did well on some of the drills. Others he struggled a little bit. Some of the lateral drills here as times
First
were
step is incredible.
Not quite as good. But Paul, when you think about a guy like this in this situation, and he's coming up on a day that's going to determine the rest of his life.
It's a lot. I mean, you've worked your whole life. You've worked every day, and I remember when it was draft day for me. Every second, every minute that passed, the uncertainty. Oh, should have gone there, could have gone there. You're on the phone with your agent. So, you know, I think for him it might be even added because even if, you know, he does get the clear like we were talking about, what team is going to take that chance? And it is a big chance, especially these days with how the NFL is with concussions and, you know, they're double, triple checking everything. But it'd be great for the Lions to have, you know, a guy that played in state.
Yeah.
And so it'd be great for the fans, too, to have him there, but his health is obviously first and foremost, and it's nothing he can control. He's done his job, and hopefully it doesn't derail his career because he hasn't done anything wrong.
Rico, think about Brian Allen, and he went to the Combine and did well there. He performed some agility drills for scouts, teams that wanted to see him again. Gerald Holmes opened some eyes with some performances at Michigan State's Pro Day. Which Spartan seniors, if any, get drafted, and which ones will ever appear in an NFL game?
I think Brian Allen gets drafted. I talked to a scout, and he is sure. He was like, you know, because I told him, like, you know, Michigan State had this streak, and he called me, unsolicited. He has nothing to do with the university, and said the streak is safe. He'll probably get drafted. Start looking for him in the 4th round and beyond.
Will Gerald Holmes, Chris Fry, Demetrius Cooper ever play in an NFL game?
Gerald Holmes may. I think he'll be an undrafted free agent. The other 2 probably Canadian League.
Be interesting to see what happens. These guys, all they need is a chance to get in the door, and then after that, it's up to them what happens. We will be back in just a minute. We'll have our Take It to the Bank segment. And we're going to talk about the Final Four and what each of our panelists guaranteeing next week in San Antonio. We'll be right back.
We are so smart.
Why didn't girls like us in high school?
Because we were awkward and weird and couldn't play sports. Right again.
I've been cooped up in here too long. Maybe I need some fresh air.
How about this? He's a poor man's Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, Tesla.
Here we are, building our own multi-wire detector like a couple of badasses.
I know.
If we were still single, we'd be tripping over all that booty.
Sheldon? Sheldon? Sheldon?
It's a back-to-back Big Bang Bonanza, now starting at 7, here on Fox 47.
They're your stories. Tell us how you say yes to Mid-Michigan.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
You're an idiot if you're not watching LA to Vegas.
What the hell was that, Dave?
That was a punch in the face called truth. Because every trip is a winner.
If it isn't the pot calling the kettle black, freaking American.
All new Tuesday, followed by the Mick on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holt, South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. We are talking about Big Ten teams this basketball season. There you see the 6 teams with 20 wins and participated in postseason play. Michigan State with the regular season championship and the highest winning percentage, but I think everyone would agree that Michigan with the tournament championship, 2 head-to-head wins, and now a Final Four appearance, the season you'd like to have. Purdue tying a school record for wins, but didn't have a championship to show. Ohio State was there for a while. Penn State, big disappointment, not getting in and losing in the first round. And Penn State,
there you go,
is still alive. They're in the NIT
and they're excited
Final
about
Four.
When you
they
hear
are.
their players, they're into it.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're in it, you might as well win it. I mean, I hate to. If you're in the NIT, win the whole thing.
Big Ten has a good record of winning.
If they were in the main championship, I think Penn State would have done well.
Make some noise. Yeah, they're a dangerous team. All right, Team 235. What can we take to the bank this week? Tom Crawford, what can you guarantee about U of M in San Antonio?
Well, guarantee's a strong verb.
Come on, Tom. Just take it to the bank, Tom.
Okay, I'm going to take it to the bank, though, that they will be playing on Monday night. They're going to get by Loyola of Chicago. And I'll give you what happens on Monday night next Sunday night. So, you know, but there's another show before then.
Do you guarantee that Sister Jean will be in tears Saturday night?
I think she'll take it very well.
You're mean.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
How could you go against Sister Jean?
Hey, man, she's had plenty of.
How do you sleep at night?
Praise. How do you sleep at night? Now that Michigan's in the Final Four, how do you sleep at night?
All right, Rico, what can we bank on with Michigan State after seeing its top 2 recruits, Foster Loyer and Marcus Bingham Jr., 3 others coming in? We don't know yet about Jared Jackson, maybe some other roster moves, but what would you take to the bank?
I'll take to the bank that I think all 5 freshmen will play. There will be no red shirting.
No red shirts.
No red shirting of this team. The only way you get a red shirt if Miles Bridges comes back. So therefore, there'll be no red shirting on this team.
There's your take to the bank. Miles is.
So yeah, and I think that I'll go out on a limb and say that for the first time in 4 years, Michigan State will make it to the second weekend of next year's tournament.
Okay. So you're guaranteeing a Sweet 16 appearance.
Sweet 16 appearance.
Okay. Paul Davis, what can we take to the bank about the 2018 Final Four?
Well, I've got a couple, so get a couple deposit slips out. The first is that the basketball world will be on Loyola's side against Michigan, as it always should be if Michigan's playing. The whole world should be against him. The other is that if Kansas is there against Michigan, I think it'll come down to the last couple possessions. If Villanova is against Michigan, I think it'll be a little bit easier victory for them, either 8 or 10 points for Villanova.
How about this one, guys? We talked all year about Michigan's Achilles heel could be free throw shooting in a game like this, and Villanova is a tremendous free throw shooting
15 and 16
team.
in the second half. Did you see that?
Their
I go,
worst
wow.
shooter is at 70%.
I go, that must be really nice to have that.
But yeah, but you know they come up with a list. You want to foul this
see
guy?
that list?
Worst guy, 70%. Like.
You don't have to worry about substitutions. You can just play your 5 that are on the court. You don't have to change every other possession like sometimes do, and that messes up the flow.
You're right.
Where maybe Michigan does that, but you know.
How about Villanova winning its second title in 3 seasons, and the only team that would have beaten Villanova in the last 3 NCAA tournaments if they snipped the nets? Wisconsin last year.
Second round.
Second round loss. All right, we will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have our Cool and Smooth Awards brought to you by Culver's. We'll have our Play of the Week, Player of the Week, Game of the Week, Team of the Week coming up next here on Press Pass.
It's Graff Saving All the Green sale, and your mission, Leprechauns, is to save people money.
You heard him? Let's save people some money.
Save big on this new Silverado double cab.
For just a wee payment of $212 a month.
Or drive off in a brand new Equinox.
For a tiny price of $162 per month.
And only at Graff, where you get $2,000 above the appraised value of your trade.
Get big savings and tiny prices during Graff's Saving the Green sale going on at every Graff dealership.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Cubs.
They're your stories. Tell us how you say yes to Mid-Michigan.
It's virtually the greatest challenge ever. It's the Big Bang Ready Player One sweepstakes. You could win the grand prize of a hometown screening for you and 100 friends, plus a fully immersive Vive VR system and computer, or $1,000 a day. All this week, watch for the key of the day. Text it to 46373 or go to BigBangWeeknights.com to enter. Go, 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 go! It's the Big Bang Ready Player One sweepstakes.
Weeknights at 7 and 7:30 on Fox 47.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment brought to you by the Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Maybe trying to go for the state record and get 50?
No, I didn't even know the state record. But you know, just to come out and jump on them early, I thought was important for us. You know, came out, my teammates and myself, you know, we made a couple of shots, got things rolling, and you know, just from there, just playing our record basketball.
There you see Foster Lawyer with his coach, Dan Fife. And Rico, that was your question. After that, I asked Dan about the school scoring record of 52 points at Clarkston. And he said there was no way Lawyer was getting that in his last game because the coach owned it, and he had the subs ready to come in. He was out of the game.
Saved one timeout just
in
case.
Just for that. All right, it's time, Team 235, for our weekly awards. Rico Beard, what do you have for our Play of the Week?
Play of the Week? Boy, it was tough because I wanted to use some of the basketball games, but they were just so bad until Duke, Kansas, 1-2, Blue Bloods playing each other, not any underdogs. I got to give it to Malik Newman. He scored all 13 of Kansas's points in overtime.
Yeah, he was
the
terrific.
Big shot, three-pointer, gave them the lead to keep it at 81-78 with a minute and 49 seconds to go. So I give it to Malik Newman of Kansas, redshirt sophomore.
We always talk about the difference between winning and losing, how thin that line is. And Tom, we got a shot from Grayson Allen that nearly went down at the end of regulation. We got a block charge call, Paul, that could have gone the other way, could have changed everything. So hats off to Malik Newman and the Jayhawks, rock chalk. Paul, what about our game of the week? What do you have for us?
Well, we've been talking about it all evening. I think it's Michigan versus Loyola, just because the entire world's going to be cheering and watching that game. It's what March Madness is all about, of having that Cinderella team. I do think Michigan will win, but I think it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be an amazing game. And another bank segment, I think there may be more viewing for that game than the actual national championship game.
Really? Because of the Cinderella story?
Yeah, just
and everything?
that's what I think.
Right.
I think people that just don't even
Don't even
watch
care about
basketball,
basketball, right.
they want to see this team and these kids.
55 years ago, Loyola Chicago won it all and beat mighty Cincinnati.
It's getting a lot of coverage now, and you've talked about that for years, that game.
What a game. All right, Tom, what do you have for our team of the week?
Okay, I'm not going with the Michigan Wolverine basketball team going to the Final Four. I'm not going to the Michigan hockey team going to the Frozen Four. I'm going to Division II, the Ferris State Bulldogs for the national championship in basketball. Northern State of South Dakota, they beat in a 2-point game. I watched it in its entirety yesterday. What a terrific game. Hats off to the Bulldogs. That's a very good athletic program, by the way, Ferris State University.
We saw Ferris State and Michigan State going at it, right?
Yeah.
So we knew then that was a terrific team.
First ever national championship in any sport, and they've been really good in hockey, but hats off to the Bulldogs.
Nice to see. What are the chances of getting 2 national champions from the state of Michigan?
Wouldn't that be great, Rico? If Michigan could follow Ferris State, you'd be in ecstasy, right? Being a state of Michigan.
What I think.
Does anybody have a barf bag for Rico? He's going to need one.
Having one is good enough.
One is plenty. One is enough. That's good.
Why do you want to take down Sister Jean? Why do you hate her so much?
It is time for our player of the week, and I wanted to talk about all of our future leaders who were demonstrating yesterday and speaking out. People say, you know, let them sit down. I thought that was fantastic. I was inspired by that. But how about Foster Loyer? 26 for 36 from the field, 722 over 2 days, 13 for 22 from three-point range. That's 591 accuracy, and 17 for 18. That is 944 accuracy, 42 points on 36 shots, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. Tom Izzo very, very happy that he will be a Spartan and teaming with Cassius Winston, the point guard, next year. Wow. Want to thank Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom. You can listen to him on The Drive with Jack and Tom. Rico Beard, the Spartan Beat, former Spartan great Paul Davis. We will be back next week, everyone. Have a great weekend.